My professor forced me to write my entire final project in the emergency room. I turned it in, but not how she was expecting. I know. This title sounds intense, but there's no way I can make it any less clickbait because this is what actually happened.
Oh boy.
So back in early December, I started to feel sick. Not like sick, but I've not been able to eat a lot and I lost about 8 kilograms of weight in 10 days.
Oh my God.
I will admit that I'm fat and was kind of happy that I just magically dropped weight. I was blaming it on too little rest. I just didn't get used to the food here in the US. I'm coming here from another country, or I might have digestive problems. Might need to check that out, right? So those are like the list of things that OP thinks maybe is happening. It was on the 13th that everything suddenly went downhill.
Oh.
I woke up exhausted, sweating, and not being able to eat anything other than bottles and bottles of water.
Bro is eating bottles?
Bottles of water. It lasted for the entire day until 10 p.m. and I started to feel like I was going to pass out. So I went to the ER nearby with my roommate. In short, I got the big C, COVID, as well as a certain life-threatening thing going on. I'm not going to name it, but some of you might be able to tell from the above. Diabetes?
Whatever it is, it sounds
bad. I had immediately a bunch of IVs put in and was moved to one of the ICUs. And ICUs, like that's the emergency room.
Oh, that is, yeah, that's the real deal.
I lost consciousness as soon as I arrived in the ICU and didn't wake up until the next morning. And for the next 48 hours, I've been slipping in and out of consciousness. My doctor wanted me to sit in a chair instead of laying down all day, and I just passed out in the chair. I can vaguely remember dropping my phone on the floor and I didn't have the energy to pick it up. On the third day, when I finally felt better, I went on my school portal and saw a new message from one of my professors telling me that I'm late to turn in my essay for the final project because it's finals week. Duh,
bro.
You know? I had an essay 80% completed and it was on my laptop, which was packed up and sent to a friend's place by my roommate because we were moving out of our dorm at the time because it's like end of the year. And that friend happened to be out of town in New York celebrating the new year. And even if my roommate got the laptop somehow from my friend's place, they wouldn't have been able to hand it to me because I had COVID and, no one could visit.
God.
So yeah, everything was fucked. I explained the entire situation to the professor in a long, fully written out message, and they never responded.
It's so simple. Reading and responding
to an email of a student that's like literally like their
the
life
ICU.
is threatened. Okay.
My God.
Fast forward a few days, John.
Okay.
The professor contacted me again, this time via email, to ask about my assignment. Their message was like, my name, where's your project?
Where's your decency, my man?
Facts. Where's your where's
your humanity?
Job? Like you're supposed to read this email, or maybe they did, or like, oh, this is just bullshit. I was triggered. I was mad. Well, to be honest, I wasn't in my best mental state because of what happened in the past few days because OP literally has COVID. So I pasted my entire message that I sent to her in my email responding to that, just in case she hadn't read it in the school portal website. So basically that long-winded, that long message that she sent before, she's just saying it again. She responded with something like, well, too bad. I'm going to have to fail you on this project because it's been assigned 2 weeks ago and you should have done it then. Ma'am, I could have totally finished it before the deadline if I wasn't in the ICU and in a coma for 2 days without my laptop. The doctors ended up deciding to keep me for a few more days after I'm no longer in danger. And hell, I did make good use of that. You know how, John?
Tell me.
I asked for a bunch of paper that of course had the hospital's name printed on them. And I wrote my entire essay again by hand.
Oh my gosh.
When you write the same piece of text the second time, trust me, it becomes way easier than the first time. So I made sure to write it as neatly as possible, trying my best to guilt them in every way possible. Then, as I promised in my response, I took a picture of it, making sure that I accidentally included my hand that is swollen with an IV plugged in and a bit of my hospital robe, and then I sent it away. I sent the assignment to them on December 17th. Not until yesterday, way after the semester has ended, they just sort of apologized. They're like, oh, I was too busy to check my messages because finals coming up, so I barely looked at your explanation, blah, blah, blah. I have no idea where they got my number, but fine, I'll take it.
You responded to it.
Yeah.
That you didn't care.
You said, too bad.
Oh.
As of now, I've decided to gap the spring semester and go back to my home country for a bit. My health has been greatly affected by what happened, and I'm going back home to take some rest. I also get to spend time with my mom, who has been very anxious since the first day I had the medical incident. The end.
Well, someone had a great name. OK Gang or something?
Yeah, the OK Gang.
Can the OK Gang mobilize as a unit with us as your generals and find this teacher and just destroy their
fired.
Life? Bro, like usually when we have these stories, they at least are able to like like shame them, fire them or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Like nothing. Like
the justice hasn't been served.
I hate that the professor is getting away with treating their students so terribly.
Bro, do it, guys.
Do it. Find them.
Find them.
If you like this story, check out this one. Professor fails me, well, I'll get him fired.